When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No podcast playing, no music, no scrolling with background noise filling the space. If you're like most people, the answer is probably never. We've been taught that silence is wasted time, that every moment needs a soundtrack or stimulus. But here's what neuroscience reveals: silence isn't empty. It's when your brain does its most critical work. While you're filling every quiet second with input, your brain is robbed of the space it needs to process, repair, and rewire itself. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how silence literally changes your neural pathways, and why learning to embrace it could transform how you think, feel, and understand your own emotions. We live in a culture of noise addiction. Between constant notifications, productivity pressure, and the expectation to always be on, silence has become something we actively avoid. There's this guilt that comes with doing nothing, this anxiety when things get too quiet. So we fill every single second commute, workout, even falling asleep with podcasts, music, or videos. We've convinced ourselves that stillness equals wasted time. But here is what researchers at Duke University discovered. Just 2 hours of silence per day can actually generate new brain cells in the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory and emotional processing. That's not passive. That's your brain, actively rebuilding itself. Most people misunderstand silence completely. They think it's empty, space, a void. The truth, it's when your brain shifts into its most powerful mode of operation. And the science behind why that happens will challenge everything you think you know about productivity and mental health. Let's break down to myths that keep people trapped in constant noise. Myth number 1: silence is uncomfortable because something's wrong with me. If quiet moments make you anxious, you're not broken. That discomfort is a learned behavior, not a character flaw. Our brains have been trained by constant stimulation to crave dopamine hits every few seconds. Notifications, autoplay videos, infinite scroll. They've rewired your neural pathways to expect rewards on demand. So when silence arrives and those hits stop coming, your brain interprets it as a threat. It's not you, it's conditioning. Myth number 2: listening to podcasts or music while working makes me more productive. This one feels true because you're getting things done, right? But here's the hidden cost: your brain's default mode network, the system responsible for deep processing and emotional regulation, never turns on when you're bombarding it with input. Think about the person who can't fall asleep without a podcast playing, versus someone who practices 10 minutes of silence before bed. One brain is distracted into unconsciousness. The other is actively processing the day, consolidating memories, and preparing for genuine rest. These myths don't just waste your time. They prevent your brain from accessing its natural repair systems. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Silence doesn't just reduce stress, it actively generates new neurons in your hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory and emotional processing. Most people believe they need constant stimulation to stay sharp, to keep their minds engaged. But research shows that 2 hours of daily silence can trigger neurogenesis, the birth of brand new brain cells. You're not losing mental capacity in quiet moments. You're building it. And there's something else happening that most people completely miss. Your brain has a default mode network, the DMN, that only activates when you stop feeding it external input. This network consolidates memories, processes emotions, and develops self-awareness. It's your brain's maintenance system. Most people think scrolling through their phone is a mental break. It's not. It's actually preventing your brain from doing the deep work it was designed to do. Here's the conflict nobody talks about. The emotions you're avoiding in silence: boredom, anxiety, unresolved feelings are exactly what your brain needs to process in order to rewire itself. Silence isn't emptiness, it's active emotional digestion. And when you deny your brain that space, those emotions don't disappear, they accumulate. So how do you start? The good news is you don't need to become a monk or meditate for hours. Start small, just 5 minutes of silence daily, either in the morning or before bed. That's it. You're building tolerance, not testing willpower. Here's a simple framework. First, create noise-free zones in your life. No phone, no music, no podcast playing in the background. Let your brain enter default mode. This could be your morning coffee, your evening walk, anywhere you'd normally fill with sound. Second, practice what I call active silence during routine tasks. When you're walking, eating, or commuting, don't add input. Instead, notice physical sensations. Observe your thoughts without judgment, and let your mind wander naturally. Third, use silence to process emotions instead of suppressing them with distraction. When something uncomfortable surfaces, boredom, anxiety, frustration, sit with it for just 60 seconds. Watch how your brain naturally begins to make sense of it. Here's a micro challenge. Track 1 week of daily 10-minute silence sessions. Note any changes in your mood, creativity, or emotional clarity. The first few sessions will feel awkward. That's normal. But neural adaptation happens remarkably fast. This isn't about rejecting modern life. It's about giving your brain the space it evolved to need. And once you experience what silence actually does, you won't want to go back. Every moment of intentional silence is rewiring your brain for better emotional regulation, deeper self-awareness, and genuine calm. So here's your challenge. Try 1 silence session before tomorrow morning. No phone, no input. Just notice what surfaces. And I want to hear from you. Comment below. What do you usually fill silence with? And what would happen if you didn't? If you want more neuroscience-backed insights that challenge conventional productivity culture, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because here's the truth most people miss. Silence isn't empty. It's not a void to be filled. It's where you actually find yourself.